What's good? This is JVB representing SPD, and that is sportsperdiem.com. Bears lose yet again. 4 straight losses. They lose yesterday to the Philadelphia Eagles, 22-14, and man, this season is sliding a fucking away. And it sucks because this team had so many expectations coming into this season, coming off of a 12-4 season, winning the NFC North, a tough loss in the playoffs against these Philadelphia Eagles. But coming into this season, man, all the Bears fans had all the positivity in the world, including myself. Talked about how great the defense is. Talked about Matt Nagy being a great head coach. And even with the Mitch Trubisky situation, you may have not had high hopes for Mitch Trubisky, as my dumbass did. You may have thought he was just going to be an average quarterback, and that's it, that's all. Hopefully the defense could carry the offense into the playoffs. But nobody expected what we're seeing this season from the Bears, specifically Mitch Trubisky and his offense led by Matt Nagy. Week after week after week. And this started at the end of last season. Let's not get it twisted. They made the playoffs last year, yes. But this offensive regression started towards the end of last season. We see them have a couple of moments here and there on offense. Get a couple of crucial first downs here and there, you know. But so far this season, and going back to last season, man, this offense hasn't been good. Even in the playoff game at home last year against the Eagles, they started off slow as hell. The first half was bad. And funny enough, against the same fucking team yesterday, the first half was historically bad. 9 total yards of offense in the first half for the Bears. One of the oldest franchises in the NFL making history, and not good history, with one of the worst offensive first half performances. This is terrible, man. And yes, they did come to life a little bit in the second half. Mitch Trubisky actually completed a pass to Taylor Gabriel deep, but he made up for it later on when he missed Allen Robinson on the pass that he should have made. But anyway, the offense came to life a little bit. David Montgomery had a solid game. You know, he had 2 easy touchdowns from the 1-yard line, but still, overall, you put up 14 fucking points. And the Philadelphia Eagles have a really good defensive front. They have a really good defensive line. They stop the run as well as any team in the league. Those front 4 guys bring a lot of pressure, but this secondary of the Eagles is fucking horrible. But still, Mitch Trubisky, Matt Nagy, and the rest of this offense couldn't do a damn thing but muster up 14 points. This offense is just so bad. It's like they're trying so hard just to get down the field. With the genius Matt Nagy in charge and all the other offensive gurus he have on the coaching staff, it shouldn't be like this. You shouldn't have to depend on the defense all the time to get turnovers and give you great field position. And speaking of the defense, I believe this offense is affecting them. Obviously, the offense not being able to sustain any fucking offensive drives is hurting his defense. But with that said, I will say this. The first drive of the game and the first drive of the second half, there was no fucking excuse to being tired. You allowed the Philadelphia Eagles to sustain some long-ass drives that converted into points. If you have Zach Ertz on your fantasy football team, you were probably wondering, when the hell was Zach Ertz going to play like Zach Ertz? Well, if you chose Week 9 against the Chicago Bears, you would be correct, because Zach Ertz got whatever he wanted on this defense. And even Jordan Howard, playing against the Bears for the first time in his career, had a really good game. In fact, the Bears defense was so generous that they thought, let's give our buddy Jordan Howard an opportunity. They proceeded to roll out the fucking red carpet on Jordan Howard's touchdown. Did you see it? I know y'all saw it, because there was not a damn man in sight to tackle him. And then at the end of the game, the Philadelphia Eagles converted on, I'm not sure, I believe it was 3 third down conversions. But they converted on 3 third down conversions, which led to the Bears calling all of their timeouts. The Eagles were in field goal range. They kicked the field goal. The Bears had a few seconds left. Special teams said, fuck it anyway. We're going to just fumble the ball. Game over. Bears lose 4 straight games, and everybody's accountable. Not just this trash-ass offense, not just special teams, but also this defense that we've hyped up all fucking offseason. Over the last 4 weeks, this defense has been less than special. This is not the 85 Bears defense. Damn sure. It's not the 2001 Bears defense or any Bears defense in the mid-2000s, 2005, 2006. Pick a year. This 2019 Bears defense is not that. And I know Akeem Hicks is out. He's a great player. He's a very underappreciated player. And he is probably the heartbeat of that defense. But these guys are too talented, man, to be playing like this. But this has not been a good year for anyone on this Bears team. Offense, defense, special teams have all contributed to the Bears being a 3-5 football team. And the chances they do go 6-10 or 7-9, that's horrible. Especially when you only get 2 picks in the first 4 rounds. Like, you can't even capitalize on being bad because you only have 2 picks in the first 4 rounds of next year's draft. It's crazy. And for me, it sucks, man. Because this is my favorite team. This is my favorite sport. So watching this team play like this is like a fucking uppercut, man. I didn't see this shit coming. Yes, you may have said the defense will regress a little bit. They'll still be good, but they won't be as great as they were last year. But that was me saying that, thinking that this Bears offense will help pick up some of the load, will help this defense out. I was completely fucking wrong. I've said it a couple of times in previous videos, but the best this Bears offense has looked was the very first drive of the 2018 season against the Green Bay Packers on Sunday night. The very first drive of the fucking season last year has been the best this Bears offense has looked. No, I'm not counting the Tampa Bay game from last year. I'm not counting the first half of the Washington Redskins game this year. The best they looked was that very first drive in the very first game of the season last year against the Packers. Now, why is that? Matt Nagy was brought over as an offensive guru. He was brought over to help mold Mitch Trubisky into a comparable quarterback, a good quarterback. But why over the last 2 years has it gotten worse? And then we see other quarterbacks around the league that are playing well. You know, Andy Reid has Pat Mahomes. But even with Pat Mahomes go down, an old veteran Matt Moore comes in and he plays decent. Not great, not even good, decent. And they won the game yesterday against Minnesota. We see a guy in Carson Wentz, and he's not the Carson Wentz of 2 years ago. But Doug Peterson is such a fucking talented offensive mind that when it matters most, he can be very creative on third down to help the Eagles convert and pretty much run the clock out against the Bears yesterday. You know, even in Baltimore, Lamar Jackson isn't the greatest quarterback. But one thing he is a very athletic guy with a strong arm. And what Baltimore has done is just cater the offense around him, around his skill set, so that he can flourish. You know, not making him someone that he isn't. They're just letting him play. And so far this season, and also last season, it's paid off. Why can't Matt Nagy do any of that with Mitch Trubisky? Why can't Matt Nagy have creative plays that actually work instead of doing silly-ass things like running Tariq Cohen straight up the middle on the goal line? Why are you doing that? You have 2 good-sized running backs, David Montgomery and even Mike Davis. They should be the ones at the goal line taking them reps. In fact, the very next play, They put in David Montgomery, and you will not believe what happened. The Bears scored a fucking touchdown. But you got these plays Matt Nagy be throwing out there, and they're never successful. You know, he had the Santa Slay shit from last year. That was cute. But rarely do you see him have success running these gadget-type plays. And then also, letting Mitch Trubisky just be Mitch Trubisky. Just play around his skill set. Don't try to make him Steve Young. Don't try to make him Tom Brady. Don't try to make him Peyton Manning. None of them guys. He is not that. He will never be that. Let him be an athlete. Roll him out on bootlegs. He has a very good arm. We've seen it with Taylor Gabriel against the Redskins. We saw it again with Taylor Gabriel yesterday. Let him move around the pocket. Mitch Trubisky can run the ball. He is not a statue back there. He can actually move. So use it. Where's the RPOs at? Run that shit. What's that little sticker we see on Matt Nagy's playbook every fucking week? Be you, right? Well, let Mitch Trubisky be himself. I'm not saying it's going to change the Bears season because guess what? Newsflash, they ain't going no fucking well. This is not a playoff team. But just let Mitch Trubisky be Mitch Trubisky. Take the handcuffs off of him, condense the shit out of that playbook, and see what happens. That's all you can do. Because one thing he isn't is a traditional quarterback. So stop trying to make him that. But the Bears lose again to the Philadelphia Eagles 22-14, making it their fourth straight loss. They're at home again, which might not be a good thing, but they're at home again against the Detroit Lions, who can move the ball. They can also give up a lot of fucking points too, but I'm not sure I trust this Bears offense to capitalize on that. It's not the best thing in the world to watch the Bears nowadays, and to be honest, they're close to being red zone status, which means I'm not going to watch this whole fucking game. I'll just see them on the red zone. But this team is on pace to be 6-10 with 2 draft picks in the first 4 rounds. This is clearly not who we thought they were, to steal a phrase from the late, great Dennis Green. But I'm done. Like the video and share the video. It'll do me a great favor. And remember to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, take it easy. God bless. Peace.